Hi, Melissa, and for anyone else watching today, I'm Zach Garnett, and today I'm going to be talking about American Born Chinese and some of the themes throughout the story and the way they apply to certain panels and pages in the book rather than the way the themes carry throughout the entire graphic novel. Okay. The first theme I wanted to focus on was appearances and the sort of uh, racist implications that they evoke. Um, Chinky here is drawn with buck teeth, pointy ears. He has oriental clothing on. His luggage is drawn as Chinese takeout boxes. He has a long braid, um, slanty eyes. You can't even see his eyeballs. Um, just all these things about the way he's drawn just make you feel, uncomfortable and just it's just very overboard, over the top. And Yang, I feel like, definitely did this on purpose. He maybe was trying to compile all of these racist implications that he faced himself when he was growing up, into one character and just make him so overboard that he's impossible to ignore. He's just so out there, and he's just got so much stereotype to him, to his clothes, his teeth, his eyes, his luggage, everything. And so, with that, I wanted to relate Chinky to another character, Uncle Ruckus from the Boondocks. So, being a black character, he has some stereotypical things, such as like his nose or his lips being a little bit bigger. Um, on top of that, his eyes, maybe his weight, and just his overall look. He's he's a little chubby and maybe looks a little stupid, and so maybe just the stereotype that black people are inferior or something like that. On top of that, his name is Uncle Ruckus, referring to his stereotype that he is a Uncle Tom. His character is just a walking stereotype, basically, almost the same as Chinky. I see plenty of parallels between the two, and their personalities. Uh, Uncle Ruckus in the show and Chinky in the graphic novel are similar as well, just um, overboard, causing trouble. Um, just they're very similar characters, and I feel like Yang and Aaron Magruder, the creator of Boondocks, had a similar idea and purpose in mind for their character when they created these two. So with that, let's move on to the next theme. Violence is also very relevant in American Born Chinese, and it happens in all the different stories, Danny's, the Monkey King's, and Jin's. But since I'm going to be doing panels on the Monkey King, let's just go right on ahead and talk about him. This panel is from the dinner party when he basically got denied, the heavenly dinner party when he got denied for being a monkey, and they said he could not join. I want to focus on Yang's limited use of words, basically. McLeod referred to panels such as these as image-specific panels, panels using very little text. The text conveys the idea in the picture or enhances it, but it's not really needed to get the point across. Or the frames, the images and the panels can basically all be grasped with no words. You don't need the words to understand them. And so I think these panels do this really well, and I think Yang does this very well various times when uh, describing the action of violence. He uses very little words and very detailed pictures kind of show what's going on. So we don't need the Monkey King's word die or the little background info on the left to kind of understand and see that the Monkey King got angry that he could not attend the party and decided to basically beat everyone up and just wreak havoc. We don't need the words for that. The idea can be grasped by just the images and previous context from the story. So I think this was a very good use of this technical element by Yang to portray violence in kind of a silent way almost. My next theme is self-deception, and I think every character has a little bit of a battle with this throughout the story, for sure. Um, Here I have a clip from the show Atlanta on FX. Kind of, it's a very relatable clip, I think. Possibly a little bit funny, but here I'm just gonna go ahead and play that for you now.
Harrison looks from the outside to be your average teenager. He goes to school, plays video games, even listens to music in his room. But there's one difference.
I'm a 35-year-old white man.
Harrison, born Antoine Smalls, has transracial identity, identifying as Harrison Booth, a 35-year-old white man from Colorado. And when did you know that you were a 35-year-old white man?
Well, I've always felt different. I go to the store, the movies, and just be thinking to myself, like, why am I not getting the respect I deserve? And then it just hit me. I'm white and 35.
Okay, so while that clip could be possibly a little funny, I think you could see how it's definitely very relevant. He says, I just noticed I wasn't getting the respect I wasn't, or the respect I deserved. And then I noticed, I'm white. And I feel like this is kind of the way the Monkey King felt. He wasn't getting the respect he deserved as a monkey, and so he decided, I'm not a monkey, I'm something else. I'm gonna be something else, and I don't care what you tell me. And so this is kind of what these two panels right here are about. Zayo Zua. I'm sorry, I'm not exactly sure how to say that, so if I butchered it, but yeah, he is telling the Monkey King, you are a monkey. I created you and I made you a monkey, and that's what you are. And he still can't accept this. And in these panels, Yang uses this really he fades from a very dull pinkish color into this really fiery orangish color. And to me, I really think he was trying to uh help portray the emotions of the Monkey King as he denies himself, the anger that he feels inside, the hatred maybe, and just his desire to be accepted. um the reddish orange color, red can be seen as a color that portrays violence and war, excuse me, violence, war, hatred, desire, all those things. And orange is just a slightly lighter color. So I think Yang could possibly, be trying to basically paint the Monkey King's color or Monkey King's emotions on the background with this orange color. So while he's denying himself, while he's being told what he is, all the emotions he's feeling are being shown through this color. For my last theme, I chose to take a look at the transformation, which again is another very big theme, and I think something, again, almost every character experiences in this story. For these two panels, I chose, or these two pages, I chose two separate parts in the story because I wanted to show a physical and an emotional or internal kind of transformation. So on the left, we have when the deities transform from the misfit, kind of homeless, uh, injured people they were. And I want to focus on the actual transformation where we see these wavy lines and the flash or the sound effect, as I'm gonna refer to it. So these stylized lines are often shown to show movement or action, and Yang does a good job of doing this when he's showing transformations, and he always accompanies it with a sound effect, another way to kind of show a passage of time and movement. And so on the left, you can see how that works for a physical transformation. Um, on the right, though, we see how it works for Jin's internal transformation. Basically, when he decides that he's going to stand up for himself and tell Greg that he wants to see Amelia again. Um, Yang uses this specific lightning bolt shown here fairly often throughout the story. It's almost like he like develops it for you to recognize that a transformation is occurring. He uses it repeatedly, kind of so you get used to it. You get used to seeing it, and you just understand like this transformation happening. It also always is accompanied by a sort of sound effect. And yeah, so I think Yang understands this idea of the stylized lines to show the passage of time, or to show movement, or I guess in Jin's sense, this internal movement, internal transformation, um, that he's going to do something else about it. This internal transformation. I'm sorry. Um, yeah. So basically, Yang has de- developed his own version of these stylized lines with Jin and the lightning bolt style to help you grow accustomed to seeing it and help you realize that there's a transformation occurring. With that being said, I have a little video that basically shows the same sort of transformation style, a sort of stylized line. I wouldn't exactly call it lines in this animation, but a sort of stylized visual with a sound effect to basically show your audience that a transformation is going to occur. So here you go.
こいつを殺す
So I guess they actually were a little bit like stylized lines if you paid attention, but you can see how that technique taken from graphic novels is still so relevant even when you take it a step further into something like a animated TV show or something of the sorts. That's basically all I had. Thanks for watching and listening to me talk. Here's my works cited, and yeah, thanks again.